He walked up calm. No yelling, no threats. Just one warning, you've got 60 seconds to apologize or I'll intervene. 6 seconds later, one man was screaming on the pavement, his knee bent the wrong way, the other bleeding and begging on camera. What happened next would make national headlines. But to understand that moment, you have to start at the beginning. Springfield Bend was the kind of town where nothing ever happened. That was the appeal. Retirees, veterans, families with golden retrievers and porch swings. We had all the suburban cliches and wore them like a badge of honor. That Saturday morning, the air smelled of jasmine and diesel. My wife, Maggie, in her wide straw hat, was humming Patsy Cline while planting cheerful marigolds by the driveway. Everything felt perfect. Calm. Ours. I sat in my usual spot on the porch, third step from the top, left side. The wood worn down from years of habit. Black coffee in one hand, local paper in the other, I soaked in the half-sun, half-shade sweet spot. Then it happened. A black Dodge Durango rolled in slow, shadowy, out of place. No plates, no markings, just dark windows and attitude. Parked across the street like it was casing the neighborhood. Maggie stopped humming. I lowered my paper. Something wasn't right. Two men stepped out. They wore dark navy shirts with bold white lettering, HOA compliance unit. I knew better. I'd been on our HOA board for 5 years. I knew every face and every rule. I'd never seen these guys. They didn't knock, didn't even glance at the house. One of them, broad and built like a linebacker with a military buzz cut, marched straight onto our lawn. His boots crushed Maggie's flowers without a blink. He moved with that fake confidence that sets your instincts on high alert. His partner, taller and wiry, held a clipboard and a device on his belt that looked too much like a taser. Sir, the stocky one barked, standing 10 feet from me, your mailbox violates Article 3, Section 12. Non-standard materials. You were warned. I stood calmly. That mailbox has been here 8 years. Approved color. Redwood. The HOA signed off. We weren't warned. He ignored me. Walked to the box, tilted his head like a predator, and then lifted his boot. Crack. The first kick knocked a panel loose. Mail spilled out bills, coupons, a birthday card from our daughter in Michigan. I took a step forward. Hey! Crack. The second kick shattered the post, splintered it right where my son had carved a tiny dinosaur when he was 8. That mailbox was a father-son project, the last thing my dad helped build before his stroke. It hit the ground like a wounded animal. Violation removed, he muttered. What the hell do you think you're doing? I shouted, now halfway down the steps. The tall one moved fast. Clipboard raised. Sir, step back. This is legal enforcement. Further interference will result in citation. You don't have jurisdiction here, I growled. Where's your ID? Badge? Authority? He raised the clipboard like it was divine scripture. Regional HOA Ordinance. Subsection 7. That's not even real. There is no such ordinance. He took a step closer. Sir, I'm warning you. Maggie stepped behind me, voice barely a whisper. Call Lucas. Then the short one leaned in with a smirk. Next time, we remove the mailbox with your hands still on it. The air shifted. Not fear. Something denser. A pressure drop before a storm. I don't start fights. But when someone threatens you on your land in front of your wife and destroys something built with your dad's hands, the line gets crossed. No badge, no name tag, no radio, just violence cloaked in pretend authority. I'm calling my brother, I said. Do what you want, the tall one scoffed. We'll be back Monday. Hope your fence is up to code. They walked off like they'd stomped out bugs, satisfied. Maggie knelt beside the wreckage, quietly gathering the pieces. I pulled out my phone. Lucas answered on the first ring. Talk. They came. Broke Dad's mailbox. Threatened Maggie. I'll be there in 20. And then silence. By the time Lucas rolled up in his old Jeep, dusty, dented, steady, the sun was higher. He stepped out without a word. 6'2". Faded jeans. Army dog tags clinking as he walked. Calm presence. Everyone in town knew Lucas. Few had spoken more than 10 words to him. Fewer still forgot him. He wasn't loud. He was deliberate. He glanced at the broken post like it was a battlefield casualty. They did this. I nodded. Maggie stood behind me, dirt on her hands, arms crossed. Claimed to be HOA compliance officers. No ID. Said they'd be back. Where? I pointed. Next block. Harassing the Dunlaps. He didn't answer. Just started walking. I followed. Same Durango. Same guys. The tall one banged on a door. The short one stood guard, surveying. Lucas didn't slow. Didn't raise his voice. But they noticed. You don't miss Lucas. Can I help you? The short one barked. Lucas stopped 10 feet away. You're trespassing. You destroyed property. Threatened my family. This ends now. The tall one puffed up. Step back. This is legal HOA business. You have 60 seconds, Lucas said. Apologize. On camera. Or I intervene. The silence thickened. Someone filmed from a window. The short one smirked. Buddy, I don't know who you think you are. I'm the guy who bends knees. The tall guy lunged. Lucas sidestepped. Smooth as silk, he swept the man's leg, grabbed his shoulder, twisted snap. A wet crack echoed. The man hit the pavement, screaming. His knee bent sideways. Lucas turned to the other. You have something to say? The man fumbled for pepper spray. Lucas surged. Grabbed his wrist, slapped his face with a clean, sharp smack. The man dropped. Now Lucas said, apologize. The man blinked. Blood from one nostril. Maggie was filming. We're not real HOA, the man said. Hired off Craigslist. Some contractor. Lucas stepped back. Smartest thing you've said all day. Neighbors gathered. Phones out. The block watching. State your names, Maggie said. Jack McTavish, the short one muttered. He's Tyler Grant. Why are you here? We were hired. Fake jobs. Collect fines. We thought you looked like easy targets. That line landed hard. Every neighbor heard it. You thought wrong, Greg Simmons, retired sheriff, muttered. Then sirens. Slow. Steady. Deputies Sanders and Ruiz stepped out of their patrol cars. What's going on? You might want to watch the video, I said. They did. Then looked down at the two men. No badges. Fake everything. You impersonated law enforcement, Ruiz said. That's a felony. Handcuffs clicked. Phones recorded. Someone whispered about time. Neighbors clapped. Not wild applause, just enough to say, we see you. We stand with you. Lucas didn't react. No gloating. Just purpose. By the next morning, the video had gone viral. Over 2 million views. Veterans forums. Reddit. Local news. The title, Fake HOA Cops Break Mailbox. Army Brother Breaks Them. The sheriff later confirmed it was a multi-state scam. Over a dozen towns. Dozens of victims. Tyler needed surgery. Sued Jack. Jack pled out 6 months county, 5 years probation, banned from HOA work forever. Lucas didn't celebrate. He said, I don't cheer for accountability. I expect it. But the neighborhood? Oh, we celebrated. Block party. Shirts printed with Lucas's silhouette and the words, bent the knees. Fixed the block. And the mailbox? Rebuilt. Taller. Stronger. With a bronze plaque beneath the house number. For every homeowner who stood their ground. For every family that refused to be intimidated. Justice doesn't always wear a badge. Sometimes it wears boots. People visit. Take photos. Leave challenge coins. Flags. Notes. Lucas stays quiet. Still drinks coffee with us every Saturday. Same porch. Same seat. Every time. Someone drives by and calls out, thanks for what you did. He just lifts his mug. You're a legend now, Maggie told him. He smiled. Legends are just stories we keep telling. This one just happened to be true. I looked at the plaque. At our new yard. Stronger. Proud. It was never about the mailbox. It was about the line. The one you don't cross. And what happens when you do? They thought we'd fold. What they didn't know was that strength doesn't always shout. Sometimes it shows up in a dusty Jeep, steps out in boots, and gives you 60 seconds to make the right choice. And if you don't, well, that's when the knees go sideways.